My name's Effie, I'm the author of the Tales of Tyrannoch, and we are doing Fantasy Indies August. Today's prompt asked, what inspired you to become a writer? And I've already talked about this in another video, started by Philip DeFranco asking, what did COVID-19 do to you or for you, something like that. I'll link that video down below, but here's basically how it went down. I was raised in a family where we were told we could be anything we wanted to be if we were willing to work at it. Fast forward 40 years, I am disabled, I'm not really doing much with my life, I'm sort of sitting at home playing video games all day. I was making content for a while, I was streaming for a while, and I just kind of stopped doing all of that. And then COVID-19 hit, and everybody around me was sort of going through this, creative revolution. They were making things, they were shifting careers, they were quitting jobs they hated and searching out jobs that they really loved. They were getting in shape, they were taking classes, they were studying things, and I didn't do any of that. I just kind of sat around and coasted through COVID. So I went home for Thanksgiving in November of 2021, and we're all sort of sitting around the table, and my dad is telling his grandchildren, my sister's kids and their kids' kids, about his mom and what it was like for her when she left the reservation and what it was like for her to sort of integrate with white society and sort of our family history and some of the stories from that time. And I'm like, oh, somebody should really write this down. And then I thought, well, I'm somebody. I should write this down. And I found the whole thing really inspiring. So when we got home, I sort of made the resolution for myself that come New Year, I was going to start writing. I had always wanted to write books, and I just never really gotten around to it. It's not like I didn't know how to write. Everybody's taken basic comp courses, in some level of education. It's just sort of writing a novel is a very daunting task, and you don't want to be the person who starts a novel and never finishes it. You don't want to be that guy who's like, oh, I started a novel 40 years ago. It took me 40 years to tell this tale. It's like, no, it didn't. You just didn't sit down and do it. And I didn't want to be the person starting a novel and never finishing it. So I just never started. And that's a really shitty excuse to not follow your dreams. So I decided I didn't care if I was too old or lacked an education or didn't know what I was doing, or maybe I was writing slow, or maybe I was writing poorly, and none of that mattered. I was going to sit down and I was going to write this book. I was going to write the story. I was going to tell the tale. And so I did. I literally sat down and every day wrote a part of a story. And a few months later, about 2.5 months later, I had Trophy Braid sitting on my desk in its entirety. I've since written 3 other novels about that size, and I plan to start releasing them either late 2022 or early 2023. It is probably one of the best things I have ever done for myself, to just set aside self-doubt, to set aside self-checks, to set aside all of the baggage and the weight that was holding me back and just do the thing. Do it. Do it badly, but do it. It was worth it. It was worth it for me. It's probably worth it for you too. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, and of course if you like the way that I present information, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell down below. You can find all of my social media contacts in the description. And of course, if you want to keep up with me and the progress I'm making on my current novel, you can do that at effie.writesbooks.com. Thank you so much for watching, have an excellent day, and I'll see you next time.